Other platform which shall not be named. We'll close all this out. Mel B, what's up? Do we have a shout out? No? So we're working on, we have a recipe. Oops. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to close that. How do I bring it back? Oh, God, I closed the dock. I've never done that. What I was trying to do is make this floating. There we go. So we have recipes here, and they have different ingredients, and then they have different directions. And so what we're trying to do is turn the directions into in-game actions. And so this particular recipe, what we're calling French bread, which I thought I renamed to baguette. So for baguette, we have all these directions. So let's think about this. The French is a bread. So we choose baguette. Where's all of our ingredients? They all disappeared. There's 4 here. Are we not the right size? So we fit the sub viewport like that. We don't know our size. Let's check this. Size. So we want to adjust the sub viewport to match the size. Ooh. This is weird though that it's not filling in. do we take requests? Hopefully at some point I'll be able to. I'm imagining in the game that characters will give you like additions or changes or improvements to your recipes, and like family recipes. That's what I'm imagining. Come here. You want me to do the eardrops? I think I need to do eardrops on my doggy. Please excuse me. Give me a second here. I'll be right back. I'm going to try and get the drops on him. All right, buddy. Here we go. Alrighty. He's so good at it now. He's a good boy. Let's try the other recipe. We have a muffin recipe. Do you know the Muffin Man? See, that looks right. Why is it wrong with Bagat? Has something to do with the recipe size. I might need a preview window where I can load recipes in and see what the hell's going on. According to this, so our viewport is 512. Now, what are we doing with... These two need to mirror each other in whatever they're doing. Okay, hang on. What if we do this? Now it fits the... There we go. Okay. Okay, so let's say... Let's say when we do this, a tray just appears somewhere. Let's look at what we got. Yeah, I'm planning on doing that. So you can undercook, you can get it just right. You can get it a little too baked, and you can burn it. let's call this. We can have one of these things here, one of these baskets or whatever, and we'll call it our mise en place like basket. So the player could do this a couple of ways. They can grab the measuring cup, go and get the flour, and do all of that. We don't have really a concept of a measuring cup anywhere. So I think what we need to do is we're going to have to abstract part of this. So maybe we'll have the entire kitchen right now just to make it so that the player knows what to do. I do like the idea of them fumbling around trying to find things in the kitchen though. But everything highlights. So once they do this and they bring up something from the cookbook, the ingredient list it becomes everything where the stuff is sort of highlighted. So what drawer it's in and all that kind of stuff. Flour, yeast, salt, cup, water. I think we need a basic idea of like a pantry. Is there anything in any of this that I can use for that? It's no big doored. I mean, these shelves here, I guess you could say, oh, that's where you get your flour and everything. I think he's got, there's some stuff in the dungeon stuff that I have that I might be able to use. I am just kit bashing at this point, everything that I have from these dudes. Anything that looks like a giant cupboard with drawer that opens up. It's nothing. That's all right. We just need something to abstract. So going back to the kitchen stuff. It's furniture bits. Maybe there's something in furniture. No, this is like corporate. Okay, we're gonna use I guess the ones with all of the drawers, these ones right here, this is probably good for, like, this is where you're grabbing your measuring cups. And then I guess this is where you're grabbing your flour and everything is from these things. Okay. So how do we design that in the game? Let's think. We're going to make this go back into the preview window here next time we run it. I bet that's where our loading error is coming from. I'm going to comment these print debugs out. And we'll just see if the game from now on has any loading issues. My guess is it won't. Damn, it's fast now. What's that about? Imagine that. Wow, okay. We got faster loading and very likely solve that problem. Okay. So now for the game. If we go to the kitchen that we've designed, we have these objects here. So we need to be able to specify that this is like utensils. I think, okay. I think that's probably a simple upgrade path too. Sorry guys, we're planning out a lot based on the assets. It's sort of dictating design. Yeah, what we could do is eventually you can get more drawers, and the more drawers you have, the more everything is in sort of like, it's like all in one spot. So if initially maybe you can only afford the 2 drawer setups, and then you get, and you're running around like, oh, I have to run everywhere to get it all. And then eventually it's like, oh, this is actually, now I can buy this, and it lessens how much I have to kind of run around to grab the things. So, okay. This is all just data. This is wild how much of this is just data. All right, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. We're going to make a decision about movement in the game here shortly. Going forward. Either we're going to use Animal Crossing style movement, or we're going to use Overcooked. But we have to kind of make a decision here going forward. I'll be right back. All right. How's everybody doing today, by the way? Nathir is here with the clapping. Blowing his cash. Olex, how's it going? Oh, we're trying to make a cooking game. We'll see. I was going to take a look here, guys, at Animal Crossing versus Overcooked's movement. Let me do a shout out to Olex. I don't know that I have. Do you have like a Steam page or an itch page or something to link to for your work? All right, let's see here. We're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna check out Animal Crossing here and look at the movement system. I don't believe in Animal Crossing. I don't think it's complete freedom for movement. I can't remember though. It feels like you always stop on a grid. But maybe you don't. No, that looks like free movement. Yeah, that's free motion. All right. Okay, so I should work on a player controller then because that was something I was struggling with. I think if we use the Y basis and then we just add an amount forward and then project that into the array of what things are and where they are, then we can do it that way without needing a physics engine. Okay. Oh, Steam page, nice. Let me get that on the shout out. All right, there we go. Okay. I don't have one for myself. Never even thought about that. I don't have anything to share though, I guess. I mean, I do have that jam game I did recently. Busted that out pretty quick. Dude, Grumble's still going.
Huh?
I love that Nathir says that and is literally replying to a mod. What mods? He replies to a mod with. I don't even think Second's a mod. I don't think Greg's a mod. Oh, damn.
Huh?
Sorrow throwing shade at himself. All right, let's look at game icons. No, I'm not going to use any of them when I'm done with the game. That's a good idea for the names, at least. I should put CC3. And what I should do is for the actual export of the game, if a file name has that in it, then I don't include it. And then the game messes up and I go, what's going wrong? What is it, CCY? What do we... But no, I don't actually like these icons, and I won't use them when the game comes out. And they're all completely wrong for what I'm working on anyways. I do believe Godot has one of the default computer fonts in it is such that you will get a claim from some font person. It's like Arial or something. Arial! So we have the action diagram grid container. I guess what I need is a little portable panel thing where I can put a little speech bubble and be like, here's your stuff, brah. No, that's not what we want to do. Dude, I just changed this. Why does it not show any of the changes? Is it not saved? So if I don't save it, are we okay? How do I close? Open. Dude, this has been changed. How is this not showing a change here? There it is. Okay. All right. So how do you create a type? Add type. What did I just do there? Button. These are types. But there's like, what is it called that I'm looking for? It's called something. If I choose this here and I go to theme, type variation. So how do we build a type variation? That's what we want to do. Edit items. Type variation. A type associated with a built-in class cannot be marked as a variation of another type. So if I go and I say, manage items, and I add a type taco, and then we go here and we edit taco, and then we say base type is a button. Now when we have a button, I can say theme type variation is taco. Okay. And if I do that, okay. So how does the inheritance work for like if I make this parent a theme, and I say cookbook, or do we do a root theme? Okay, I think I'm starting to understand the way they want it. It's like inheritance, but with theming. Okay. Okay. We're going to get rid of our okay, so we need a core theme for now. Can we do something like there's just not like a root font, right? It's on everything. So like here we have font size, but then we have font. Okay. Studio, man, long time no see. How you doing? Studio's back here. He's like, all right, what you got? And it's like, oh, nothing. It's been a while. How's it going? Fun new game. Just getting started on one. Things are good. I have a game I sort of completed, basically. I could show you, called Root and Tube, and I did this in 30 days. I was possessed. If you want to check that one out. It was a jam game. The controls are a little wild. Might not like it. That's understandable. I've been working on a multiplayer dungeon crawler thing with browser-based multiplayer dungeon crawler. But that's a little bit on hiatus. I've kind of been jumping all over the place trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. But I'm working on a baking game that I'm going to try and finish through to the end. We're just learning about Godot. Godot's theming system. Cooking plus game. I'm sold. Nice. Well, I don't have much to show right now. We got like a simple character controller. It needs work. But we're gonna have it where you can open up a cookbook, pick a recipe. Recipe shows up there. You're gonna collect the. We're doing it really granular. So you're going to pick up every single thing, like the measuring cups. You're gonna go get the actual flour and ingredients you need. You're gonna put it in a bowl. So we have recipes and then we have directions. We don't have the directions showing up on the screen just yet. It's gonna be Overcooked Meets Autism. Yeah, I figured if people, when they're playing Minecraft, the convoluted number of steps you need to do in order to produce a certain output. You got to mine the resources. You got to go build this thing. You got to then cook something in a stove thing, and then you got to take it out, and then you got to go put it this. Then you got to craft another thing, and then eventually you automate it all. But people like that, and I'm like, well, I haven't really seen that level of granularity in a baking game. So I'm like, I'm gonna try it, and we'll see. We'll see if it works or not. My dog might unplug the microphone here. You gonna do it, buddy? You gonna do it? No? You want some pets? Victorio. Something like that. But I'm trying to combine it with Animal Crossing style, like, so you bake and then you go, in the morning you bake and then you put it in the front of the store and you sell it, and customers come in and there's like, you kind of have conversations with them. You find out things about them, you find out things that they like or don't like about maybe the stuff you're making. You make friends with them. Maybe I'm imagining you can't really make friends with everybody, because if you make friends with one of them, another one's not going to be happy about it. So we're going to use the ink system, the ink writing system for that kind of interaction. And then so the bakery is a duplex. And you, at the end of the day, you close up shop, you go home, and then you kind of decide, am I going to spend money for my family or the business to try and grow it? And so you can decide to basically be a pauper and like not have a lot of money and just be a super happy family, or you can try to capitalize off of everything and grow that way and balance all of the stuff that would be involved in that. Dinkum. What's Dinkum? Sounds like a setup for a joke. Ooh, Dinkum. Have you heard of Fantasy Life? Oh, this is wild. Fantasy Life is... Let me get up YouTube. Multiplayer is nice too. Yeah. But Fantasy Life, I believe the new one has multiplayer as well. So this is like a
Crossing and The Legend of Zelda, Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time is the latest take on blending easygoing life simulation and deep dungeon delving. With its dangerously bingeable RPG mechanics.
So Fantasy Life is like there's different lives that you can do. You can be a baker, you can be a tailor, you can be someone who makes armor. And all of the jobs that you can take on and do feed into the other systems of the game. So if you level up as a baker, you need more resources from this person or this role, and you can go out and do that, or your friend can go out and do it, kind of thing. And then it has that sort of like dungeon crawling aspect to it as well. So there's the adventure stuff. There's like different roles when it comes to being like, I think there's like, a magic person and a warrior and all that kind of stuff.
And seemingly endless supply of charm, this cozy adventure.
IGN's late to the game though.
All unified by a universally laid
Class-based sounds nice though. Yeah.
And I did find myself occasionally in a more adventurous outlet after hours of crafting and chatting with townsfolk. You'll scale mountains to reach a rare mineral you saw glinting in the distance, chase down mimics filled with loot, and find little shrines that unlock companion characters when you complete their minigame, like a game of Simon Says or winning a timed boss battle. These companions will join your homestead and accompany you on your adventures.
Yeah, Portia. This has been around for a while, though. This was originally a 3DS game. And it was the same idea.
Stop
Trying to be cute. Jesus Christ, I hate people making these kinds of videos.
Revolves around your character moving to the kingdom.
But yeah, it was originally a 3DS game.
Spending too much in.
A lot of hoops to jump through, but I promise it's a really fun time.
I think if there's one takeaway you can have from all of this, it's that Fantasy Life really does allow you to live your virtual life, how trying to advance your life single.
Anyways, it's cool stuff. You should check it out. But I was working on a multiplayer dungeon crawling game, and I was thinking about it longer and longer, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe making a fantasy lifestyle game after this thing would be the way to go if I was going to spend the time working on netcode and everything. You got into Godot because of me. Holy shit. Are you doing anything with it right now? It's growing. It's growing. It's a fun little thing. It's fun. I guess you could say. Whoops, some chat's over here now. Let's go over here. Solarpunk City Builder RPG. Nice. Are you doing an itch page or are you doing Steam? What's up? Kind of like Manor Lords where you can build and can also be third person. No Steam page yet, just building systems for ages. Always, my rule of thumb going forward has been always be playable. So try to have like a playable state of the game. That's like my mantra now. Okay, so we're gonna I built a scenario thing to be able to test stuff easy. Nice. Lots of systems. Cool. Yeah, I've learned a lot about performance related things with Godot Engine and just like ways of thinking about assets and all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm bashing my head against the wall trying to figure out how to build this in a circular grid. Circular grid. Why not just like hexagons at that point? My girlfriend's helping me out with the art a bit too much. a bit too. Oh, a bit too, which is fun. Nice. Well, the Discord, if you want to share anything, the Discord that I have going it's cooking. All of Frostpunk. Okay. So you have like an area, and it's like within this area you can build, but it's 3D. I see what you're saying. Oh, couldn't you use a sphere and then figure out where the points on the sphere would line up with the like surface of the, could do like a sphere mesh and something like that. But yeah, we have a share stuff section here. You can share the games and any progress that you're making here and see what people think about it if you're interested. I also, just for fun, I've started a Minecraft server recently. So you'll see me playing that occasionally on the stream. We've got like 5 or 6 people on there so far. Nice. It's based off the concept of garden cities from way back. Okay. It sounds awesome. All right. Well, yeah, I'm kind of deep in it right now. So I have a structure for recipes, and we're probably going to come up with a node system for editing recipes. I've done some work on a node editor that I'll be able to integrate into this pretty easily. But basically the recipes, it's pretty much like a real recipe. It has the ingredients, and then you have directions that you follow, and we have verbs combined. So you use something and you do something with the thing that you're using, and then it'll take ingredients and it'll output ingredients. So like if you combine everything together, flour, wheat, or flour, salt, yeast, water, and you put it in a bowl and you do combine on it, then you end up with an output of dough. And then with the dough, if you put it in a bowl and you let it rise, and so on and so forth. And each direction can require a previous direction to have been finished first. So I have the data set up for that, but it's a matter of actually implementing all the details. It's just like a lot. And then it's a question of, okay, I've done all that. Is it fun or not? So I'm sort of thinking I might want to turn this into just a baking game initially, release that, and then work on, okay, now it's a baking and selling game, release that, and then, okay, now it's this world life sim thing, and release that, so that it's 3 different games where I'm at least getting something out the door, and then refining that as I'm getting the other idea going, and refining that, and then maybe I could do it that way. I don't know. Sorry, I'm talking to my wife really quick. She's picking some stuff up, so I'm like off stream. What are those chocolate dip things called? Chocolate dip ice cream with the wafer. They have a name, right? I'm doing some math here. I'm trying to see if we make our own chocolate dip cones. Would it be cheaper? Yeah, it would taste better, that's for sure. Doesn't look like it would be cheaper. Unless we got... Oh, if we did that... Last thing is waffle cone. Count. Count. Looks like it would be about the same. I do still play them, but not with the same vigor and emphasis. It's I'm finding that playing people's games on Fridays literally sucks my... Like, I am so exhausted after the stream is over that I usually just can't do anything the rest of the day. And it's really taxing mentally for some reason. Because I'm trying to be as helpful as possible to the person, have them see me play the game, and provide some good thoughts. And if the game sort of wants to be played longer, like if there's depth to it in any way, even if it's not like, necessarily the best or whatever, I'll give it all of its dues. And then it can be really tiring. I definitely need to come up with a different system for it, I think. So I don't know what it is. I mean, I feel like I either make that the thing I do, period, is just play other people's games, or I don't. So, but yeah, if you have a game on Friday for me, just let me know and I'll play it. I played one game yesterday, which was pretty cool. And I can actually, let me do a shout out for that. It was C64 or something. Let me see. Was it C64 Cosmin? So I played their game on the stream. They have a demo on Steam right now. It's pretty good. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's a Godot game as well. It has a very it has a very unique look to it. Yeah, no, I can totally do that. I was thinking about doing it once a day. Maybe I end the stream doing that, but that implies that I know when the stream is going to end, which right now is not a known. So I can't do it that way either. So it's kind of a catch-22. If I do it in the morning, if I play one game in the morning, that could potentially wipe me, like energy-wise, as well. So I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Maybe weekly's too much. Maybe I do it once a month. And I just do a mega stream, a super long one. Or maybe I do it as a surprise. I just get a list of people's games and I just kind of do it as a big surprise. But the idea of doing it on Fridays was a way of making the stream sticky for people to bring them back and everything like that. But it's tough. I mean, if I really wanted to capitalize off of it, I would make it a sub-only thing, right? Only people who are subbed can submit their game. Or a game. I'm not going to do that. Donut paddle game was fun. Yeah, thanks for trying it out. The controls need some work, but I'm pretty proud of the whole thing. Yeah, I busted that out in 30 days. I was possessed. It was a 30-day jam. And M Audio helped. She did the voice work for it. And she does pretty much everything. Yeah, she saw me working on it and she's like, "Hey, could I do a voice?" And I was like, "Sure." And she just started pumping stuff out. Yeah, there was a lot I did for that. So what if we, instead of Node, we did some kind of linked list? No, actually, since I'm using a Godot resource, it's not really, they don't really explain this. It's not clear. But, if, basically within Godot, so we have this direction resource here, and then I just have this required direction, and for some of it can be empty. It doesn't check the previous index, but if you go like this in Godot and you right click and copy this resource and then paste it into here for the required direction, it is the same identifier. It's the same pointer, I guess you could say, to this one. Now it may need to be saved as an actual like file. But you can basically point the data back to another one of them. So, because it's the same type. So I just paste it in, because you can do a paste unique or a paste, and a paste is a reference. And it's really unclear. Godot's very bad about this with resources. So I think eventually I will use a node editor for this. I have a thing that I made. Let me show you. That I'm secretly using for a project that I'm kind of going back to anytime I think about it. But let me show you. So I was working on a game that was inspired by let's see, that's not it. Let me see if I can find the Judge Judy. Yep. This is weird. I don't think it has the ones that I made recently. That's right. We were working on it. Anyways, I've got this thing I call a scenario editor, and it allows you to. The system that I've created allows you to create nodes that you add. You can add your own behavior to the nodes, but you have variable types and all this kind of stuff. So it's basically like blueprints in Unreal. And so you have signals or events, whatever you want to call them, that you can register to, and then this is the start event. So this is the start of the game, basically. And then yeah, there's more to this. But I was in the middle of rewriting some things, and so, but this is put aside. But I can use this. So for the recipe thing, for instance, I would use this to create the recipes. So I think this might be what I do going forward, but I'm not going to integrate that in just yet. Yeah, the blueprints. This is all custom. It's something I made. But it's using Godot's. Godot has some tooling for it, so their visual shader editor actually uses it as well. So if you've ever used the visual shader editor in Godot, it uses the graph node system, and so it's really a series of Godot controls that is going on. But I have it as an add-on in Godot. So I could theoretically release this as an add-on, but right now it's just my own thing that I made. But if I go to shader editor, so the visual shader editor in Godot is using GraphNode. And so the same thing, I'm doing the same thing here with this. And you can... I don't even know what that means. What is QLL meaning? Like quality of life? What do you mean? Or does it have something different meaning in game dev that I'm a moron about? But like you can do yeah, I mean there's plugins, there's add-ons that people have for Godot. One that I've found that I actually like that I'm using, but they're rare. The ones that I actually like are almost zero, but there's one called Phantom Camera that's pretty decent. And basically what that allows you to do is you set up your camera, you add Phantom Camera host as a child to it, and then you basically have these different Phantom cameras that you can make active, and your camera will snap to that, and that has behaviors that you give it. So it's like, oh, follow this thing, and like always be, behind it, and so if you have a lot of different like sort of camera behaviors that you want to have for different areas of a place or something like that, this is kind of useful. But like anything with Godot, the minute you start adding a bunch of nodes in the seam tree, oh, that's sick for the thing I have right now. Yeah, no, so let me show you. They have the website for it's pretty decent. So, so this is framed follow, so it'll, and it's for 2D as well. There's group follow, so it's always taking into account whatever you put in the group. But yeah, you can have different sort of behaviors. And then there's group look at here, so it's keeping these two things in the group, and it's looking at one other one. So yeah, let me send you a link. It's for not having to think about it, for a plug and play, for an add-on, it's good. It very much makes it so that you can at least get a camera for a jam or something, especially. You can just slap that in there and get a camera going without having to do a lot of work. So it's nice. It's one of the few plugins where I'm like, okay, I think I could actually use this and not feel like it's going to potentially break my project. Okay. Yeah, no problem. It's a little weird at first, but once you get it, there's a lot of camera stuff I need to fix. Nice. Well, hopefully you could just slap this thing into it and just be like, oh, okay, I get it. I don't have to even think about it anymore. Also, like subgrid, within houses, they have their own grid. Yeah, dude. I'm with you. I find that most of my time when I'm working on these things and I come up with something I want to make, a lot of times it's just data. Most of my time I'm spent like, oh, bam, I slap out a player controller and it's like ready to go. I'm like, all right, cool. But then it's like, oh, it's all just like, oh my God, it's all UI, it's all menus. It's all just, okay, so I'm interacting with this. So how does this, and it's just like, that's where most of my time is spent. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Yeah, Nymphis is all about UI. Every game Nymphis makes is just controller or just controls. It's like, I imagine most of Nymphis's Godot projects just look like a giant control structure. It is not a single blue node, all green. So what I'm working on right now is, let me just show you in the game. When you start baking, you'll pick a recipe from your cookbook. You get this list here. And what I want to do is I want to highlight in the kitchen where, like, oh, okay, it's got ingredients and it's got like measuring stuff, right? So you need to grab like your measuring ingredient, your measuring tools, and then grab the ingredients, and then see how granular. Hey, buddy. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Ow. Come on, man. I have to go walk the dog here soon. I should have spelled it. Yep, I made a mistake saying the word. Oh, good. He's like, you said the word, father. I know that word, father. That means I have fun. Roger, how's it going? You talk the talk, but can you walk the dog? Can we? Can we do that? What do you think? You think we can? What do you think? Can we? Can we? Do you want to go for it? Do you want to go for a... Do you want to go for a... Oh, Christ! Hang on, your foot! Pulled my headset down. Shit. All right. I think I got to end it, guys. I think it's time. It was a short stream today. It was nice catching up with you, studio. Hopefully I'll see you again. Hopefully I'll see you again here. He's looking for the leash. He's trying to grab the leash. Okay. How many of you are there hanging out here? We got 60 hanging out. Much love to everybody out there. Really appreciate it. So I believe that Jotson has released a demo or a playtesting for his game. So we're gonna raid Jotson. Normally I wouldn't raid somebody that has more viewers than me, but we're gonna make an exception because he's got something to share. Yeah. Well, and I'm trying to get him not to pool, so I go on a walk with him and I'm constantly stopping and stopping. Every time he pulls, I stop. So it's a whole fun thing right now. Small Block Boy, have a good one. All right, everybody. I will maybe be here tomorrow. I don't know. See ya.